Oh, God! It's too damn early for this shit! Leave me alone! Sir, please leave. That's okay, I don't care. Leave me alone! All you want.
She had to say leave me alone 6 times. And he doesn't respond like he understands her. He starts talking about her clothes. Well, nobody asked you about her clothes, did they? Ding dong. No, they did not. Nobody asked you what you think. She said, leave me alone. So, if a guy does that in a bar, he gets kicked out. The bouncers will literally throw your ass out. Somebody asked that here in Oklahoma. If Charles Perry did this to her in a bar, he'd get kicked out. The bouncers would throw his ass out. So why are we putting up with this? And I believe that was somebody with OHP or OSPI. And it's an intelligent question. I think a lot of people want to know that. I think a lot of people are questioning why do you want me pulled over all the time, sir? Why do you want to take my car away all the time, sir? Why do you want to kidnap me all the time, sir? Why are you stalking me, sir? Why are you a video peeping Tom voyeur? You know, some boring pathetic with no life, just sitting there like John Hinckley Jr., watching TV pretending that's your life. Mr. Excitement here. I already know what I did all day. You sit there, fat, lazy, perverting around, causing trouble, getting told on, 10 years of this. You know, telling me what you think and how you feel and threatening me. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It's August 1st, 2023. All day long. I'm going to get you. We're going to take. I'm going to make you go. I'm going to force you to go. You're leaving. Wow. Nobody asked you, dum-dum. But we did quote you all day. Now we got one about the compound that may have where you guys are talking about. I mean, we're getting what you say. You don't know who any of these guys are. The information that gets from you to me. Tim and his transponder, he's going to kidnap me. Right? Throw me on an airplane, throw me on a bus, turn the transponder off so nobody knows where I land. Tim? Who's Tim? We got his name. Who got the name? Who got the names Lucius, Blankenship, Desiree, Geppetto, your witch, Sonjay, your hacker, Beverly, who's all worried about my shoes. You know, what about, who else is there? Richard, Dickey, Andrew Lawrence, James Rubin, Tim, Greg, Doug, Betancourt, Bruce, and Oscar. Muffin Man. Who are those people, Charles? How do I have those names? Name one guy that got those names from you to me and told me about the transponder getting turned off on an airplane because you want to throw me on the, kidnap me, have me pulled over, take my car away, make it where I can't pay my bills, right? Every time you called my school, fail her. We have that recording. So the audacity to respond with there's no conversations. That's mail fraud. Wire fraud. Because it involves federal funds that you interfered with intentionally. You butt into something that wasn't your business. So, our guys got all pissed off, and your leaks got all pissed off. And we got a shit ton of intel out of that. Okay? You provoked, you pissed everybody off, you're committing the crime, you're making everybody mad, you're getting told on. You act like you think you have our names. You act like you think that you're quoting us, and that is not the case at all. Success and strategy. We just heard something today from some Asian person that was doing. The Asian people are very smart, very, very smart, very high functioning people, and they were talking about successful strategies involve strength and accuracy. You cannot possibly have accuracy if you're a delusional little fuck who has no grasp on reality. You sit and watch TV and you're in a little make-believe world. And so your guys run all around. How does she know about her? How did she find out? Oh my God, she found out again. Oh Lord, how did she know? Who told on us? Who's telling on us? Is it your mom? Is it your sister? Is it Al? Is it Dickie? Who's selling orders? You don't care about that. You provoke and provoke, and you have for 10 years every fucking day. Every day, all day long, for 10 years. I have typed up what you just said. After March 2020, when our guys put their foot down a little more firmly and said, you little bitch, you pathetic nobody, you don't invade her privacy anymore. You unwanted, rejected failure. You don't invade her privacy again. You don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form anymore. And she better not be broke. You get your hands out of her wallet, you piece of shit. Respect the law. Comply with the law. Go be normal like everybody else. Then you don't need a lie and you don't need a cover up. And the more you try to buy your lie, the more in truth we get. It's been that way every day for 10 years. This has not happened once or twice. This has not happened a time or two. This has not happened for a day or a week or a month or even a year. Every day, all day long, I type up everything you guys say, and I've done it for 10 years. I'm sorry, 2015. What is that? 9 years almost. 8 years. I've lived in Oklahoma for 9 years. Somebody said, you guys are arguing. She's in violation of Texas Penal Code, blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, wait, let me interrupt you. The girl's been in Oklahoma for 9 years, trying to be with her family. But you're butting in. You're interfering. By the way, she slept in her car for 6 months because you made her sleep in her car and didn't eat. You deprived her of her food and shelter, attempting to coerce her to Texas, right? Mike's husband lives in Texas. Come, stay at my house in my spare bedroom in Texas. I'm like, fucking no, don't kill me. Why don't you care about that? Why the fuck don't you care? I won't be at your house. As soon as I cross the border, they'll kidnap me and kill me, that's it. You need to care. I'm your kid's mom. So, unless you're gonna get a little something, once I get, here, we'll give her to the guy that bought her, take her money, they kill her dead. What are you gonna get out of that, you fucktard that bought me? You really think they're gonna let me live? You're off your nut if you think that. You're dumb, you're as dumb as, whatever they fooled you into, I know that I was sold. I know who I was sold to, these guys in Houston, this realtor in Houston. If you think, you dumb son of a bitch, that you're gonna actually have anything from the money that you give Charles Perry, you deserve to be fooled. You deserve it. You have that coming. They're gonna kill me the second they get the chance. Because they're gonna make me sign a lie, recanting everything I've said for 10 years. I'm not the only one that has it, dum-dum. Somebody else gets that from you and gets it to me. 12 reporters, 3 aren't in the United States. There's 40 people in the Need to Know. 40 of them. Not all in the same jurisdiction. You stupid little fuck. You need to wake up and realize what you're dealing with. You're in a lot of trouble, and every time we say, here's your shovel, dig away. Boy, you do. And that hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And the more you try to buy a lie, the more truth we get. And it's been that way for a decade, for 10 years, every day, all day long, and you're such a fucktard, you don't know what that means, do you? It's embarrassing to me that you're that stupid. I mean, this has been so easy, it's not fair, but you're not getting what you want doing what you're doing, and yet you do your groundhog stupid act every day, all day long. We don't even know what to say. We really and truly don't fucking know what to do with ourselves that you make it this easy. It is, maybe Natalie is, so the guy's like, first of all, she's been in Oklahoma for 9 years. She slept in her car for 6 months and didn't get to eat. You guys didn't let her eat or take a bath for 6 months. About like twice a week. To not go to Texas. So she's not gained any benefit or derived any benefit from the laws of the state of Texas. And by the way, you're always in Oklahoma. So the jurisdiction doesn't even apply to you. Because you're never fucking in Texas. You're in Oklahoma and they can't get you to leave. Nobody invited you here. I didn't introduce you to my family. I would never take a monster piece of shit like you around my family. We told you to stay the fuck away from my family. And we told you that over and over. Every day that you continue to bother and impose and burden and cause problems, we always get more. All day long, that's all I did all day is type up what you guys said or what someone said about you. So the last thing was, we think that the compound that these guys have intel on, all we know is that they got them talking about Natalie Holloway and her being at a compound. We think it's around Houston because she's talking about these guys in Houston. They keep wanting to get her to Houston, and Perry goes to Houston all the time, telling people, I'm going to see my dad. Maybe full of shit. You never know with him. He lies about everything. So he'll lie about the color of your own hair. That's how much of a liar Charles is. Look you right in the eye and lie to you about the color of your own hair and expects you to believe him. He thinks you're that dumb. He's insulting your intelligence that blatantly. And a lot of people are sick of that, Charles. They're sick of you. You're not understanding it. We're getting the information like that because everybody is sick of you. They're sick of you. They're embarrassed by you. You need to be embarrassed, and you're not. That is outrageous. It is fucking outrageous that you're not embarrassed like you make everybody else. People do not like your creepy. They do not like your weirdo. They do not like your cruelty. We get the help. Nobody's helping you. You ask me every day, is this person leaking? I don't know. I'm not told that. I have to repeat myself for years. Every day I've said, I don't know. I'm not told that. Even if I knew, I will never help you. You get anywhere near me, your nuts are in your brain. And you're already stupid. So, do you live in a nursing home now? Because all you do is sit around and bother me all day. That's all you do. Sit around and bother me and have a little meaning and how can we crap up her life today? And they comment on stuff nobody asked you about. I fucking don't ask you what you think about anything. You don't even make sense. Just like that bitch. She didn't ask about what he thinks about her clothes. She doesn't want to hear it. And you're no different than him. We don't want to hear it. We're sick of you. We get the information, not you. We're getting the help, not you. So we get y'all talking, she's supposed to be in Miami or Houston or somewhere where nobody knows where she is. Or dead. We're gonna kidnap her. Tim will kidnap her and we'll use DoorDash. We'll illegally access and use her DoorDash app. And get her fired from DoorDash and make sure she doesn't get her school federal funds, loan money. Right? We heard you talking to the teacher. So when we get the email from the school, my guy's like, oh my God, they did not just do that. They did not just fucking do that. And I was like, they just fucking did it. Okay, I'm gonna charge them for all of them for wire fraud. All of them. You told them to fix it, did you not? Yep. And they didn't, did they? No, they did not. I'll fix it. And then believe me, when I say this, for the rest of Perry's life, I'm gonna make sure he remembers every problem he made. I fixed it. Not him. I did it. Made you laugh. Not him. I made you happy. I kept you safe from him. Not him. I got you the information you needed. Not him. When he made it your life, problem after problem after problem, I fixed it. Not him. I'll make sure that I remind him of that every day for the rest of his life. He failed. He's no man. He's a pussy. He's a coward. We're all sick of you, Charles, so they don't have any problems getting information about what you're about to do. Tim's got his transponder off when it's playing. He's gonna kidnap her and throw her on it. Right? Isn't that your plan? Isn't that your plan? So the guy's like, if it's the compound I think it is that they're talking about, our guys are getting them talking about, it's south of Houston. So he goes, well, are they, she said she doesn't go by that name anymore. Well, your guys said that she doesn't go by that name anymore. What are we going to do if they do an extraction? Should we move her? Are they watching the compound trying to plan their extraction? She's not gone by Natalie Holloway for years. Do you think she'll remember? Do you have her drugged into oblivion? How many kids do you have, Charles, at this compound? How many children are your children? Because you're just like some sex fiend, crazy fuck weirdo. You know, I don't even, I gotta, you guys are some fucked up people. Pulse even prisoners. Everybody told me, when he sends you home, he's gonna harass the fuck out of you. Use your phone to tweet, and so get rid of your phone, and then claim you're harassing him when you say something about it. If you tell on him, he'll claim you're harassing him. So get rid of your phone. You were pulsed even prisoners. It was all over that jail, they all told me. Get rid of your phone. Here's their plan. At that same time, Justice Scalia, who's a First Amendment rights guy, was in West Texas of all places, not just anywhere, there. Not just at any time, right then, when you were planning that. And he dies, and then there's this big weird thing about what happened after he died that drew the attention of an intelligent police officer from D.C., from Washington, D.C. I'll have to review my facts, but isn't Natalie Holloway from Alabama, and as is Tommy Tuberville, who was so creeped out by Lubbock he didn't dignify you with a goodbye. They thought he was at a recruiting dinner, and they thought he went to the bathroom. He left and never came back. Didn't even dignify you bitches with a goodbye, and then said this place is like a rack. He's not wrong. Because you got this sex weirdo thing and corruption thing that has been deeply rooted in Lubbock, Texas for many, many years. And it's all over now you brought it up here. We don't want it up here. Unless David was already here, people were already sick and tired of David. And then you guys hooked up? Is that how that worked? I mean, I don't know. You tell us. Why don't you explain for Judge Parker and Judge Egan how you met David and when you met David? Okay? Don't lie. Because if you lie, these guys in your criminal case will charge you with perjury. They got a stack. He goes, it's a fucking book on all of them already. On all of them. What if they had jumped the gun? And what if those girls were sitting there in that compound all locked up and they all die? Because they put you guys in jail and nobody talked and they're just stuck there, no food, no nothing. What if that happened? Get her home. When we tell you to do something, you fix the fucking school problem. You fix my money problem. You fix all the problems you cause, and you clean up your mess, and you get the fuck out. Why do you think you have a choice? We quote you every day. The more you do it anyway, the more we get. The more you bother me, the more you invade my privacy, the more you take my money, the longer Mike Nealeys in jail, the longer you play your sick little fucked up game and rape everybody, the more we get. So now we hear y'all talking about fucking Natalie Holloway, who was kidnapped from Aruba or murdered in Aruba. Everybody thought she was murdered by Yaron Vandersloot, the son of a judge in Aruba. There was some talk, I remember back then, that it was possible she was trafficked. So now, imagine our surprise when all of a sudden they're getting surveillance on you guys, and you guys start talking about fucking Natalie Holloway. And we're like, whoa, they're talking about Natalie Holloway right now? The guys are like, did you just hear that? They're talking about Holloway. They turned up the volume. They fucking turned up the volume, Perry. Your compound, south of Houston, is it? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's south of Houston. How many kidnapped women are there? How many kidnapped women did you get pregnant? Have your kids running around that place? You better get them home. If we have to get them home, if we have to do it, I swear to God, you'll wish that you were dead. Look at this. Look at that, Charles. That's all the intel we got today. Every time you contact me, he said, do not invade our privacy again. Do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form ever again. Not directly, not indirectly. You leave them alone. Leave them the fuck alone. Leave people alone. Why do you like bothering everybody? Why the fuck do you have to bother people 24/7? Bother and threaten and harass. I'm gonna take, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna make you go. You're going. Wow. It seems like you're a little confused here. We quote you, you're not quoting us. How do I get that? I'm not doing this by myself. There's no way. They're gonna use this to put you in jail. Everybody's sick and tired of you. Sick and tired of you. Sick and tired of you. Nobody likes your creepy. Nobody likes your fucking weirdo. And nobody likes your cruelty. They're sick of you. That's Bitcore. That's Muffin Man. I've met those people that I know of. Bald, fat Calvin. I've not met Calvin that I know of. And yet Calvin is obsessed with me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. That guy can't stay off the phone. Can you pull it over? Call Jeans, call Beats, call Broken Egg. Have those boys pull it over. Oh my God. Wow. Jesus. Maybe those boys don't like you. Get over it, Sepulpa. Get those boys to pull it over. Will they? They're the ones that said Charles made them very uncomfortable, saying some weird shit about me. And they thought maybe he has women locked in a basement somewhere, and they were not wrong, are they? Compound basement, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? It's captivity. It's illegal detainment. You're holding girls hostage and making them have your children. You're that sick. South of Houston, there's a compound. Huh? Answer the question, dum-dum. Now he gets all quiet. Mr. Perry never stops talking. Constantly types in my phone. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. And all that threats. I'm gonna have you pulled over. I'm gonna get your car. I'm gonna make you leave. Wow. Really? With the threats again today? He said don't contact her. So look at all the intel we got today, because you won't leave me the fuck alone. I'm broke. Mike's in jail. Natalie's in the compound in South Houston. And God only knows who else. Who's Monique and where is she right now? Who is she? Why don't you tell Judge Parker and Judge Egan, who is Monique? Where is Monique right now? Okay? Why don't you tell the judges, for the record, if you're going to threaten me and harass me all damn day and invade my privacy and not clean up your messes, tell them that, okay? Texas doesn't have jurisdiction over her. She's been in Oklahoma for 9 years and gone so far as to live in her fucking car because you took her money. Wouldn't let her eat. But she's not going to Texas. By the way, you're not in Texas either. So I don't see how Texas has anything to do with anything. Because none of you are in Texas. Why are you always in Oklahoma, bitch? When were you nobody invited you here. David, Calvin, Lucius, I'm pretty sure that long before I got here, you bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied, and people got very tired of that. See, people will only put up with that crap for so long, and the second somebody comes around who offers to change it, to end it, to put a stop to it, you're gonna get immediate cooperation. You could push people to a point where they have just had enough. They've just had the fuck enough. That happened before I got here. There was a conversation between Mr. Robertson and myself in a text. Somebody made a comment to me, and I can't remember for the life of me exactly now what he said, but my response to David, I got so pissed off. And I texted David, and I said, I am not Wyatt Earp. I did not come to Oklahoma to mop up. Whatever the corruption is, keep it away from me. I don't even want to know. I don't want to fucking know. So why are you bothering me with that? But since you did, I have help. And they engaged immediately. And they have strength and accuracy, which gives them everyday success. We don't get all of it. We get about 98% though. Before you do it, not after. I've not been kidnapped yet. I've not been murdered. I've not been false arrested. I've not... This morning you tried to accuse me of extortion. And we're all like, wow, there's an attempt to collect a legitimate debt. The comments have always been in response to your threats and your bribes. I have a house. I have a house in Houston. Yes, your compound. Get it? No. I said no. I said, take the house, shove it up your ass. I've said it every day for years. I slept in my car for 6 months, but I'm not going to your fucked up weirdo, creepy little house in Houston. Okay? I said no. That means no. I always say it once, bitch. If I have to repeat myself, you're gonna piss me off. Is all you're doing. When you piss me off, we get this all day. I'm not, I didn't get the TPD banging on my front door today saying you're under arrest for extortion. We heard y'all talking about it. I'm a victim of extortion. Somebody was like, how many times does she have to repeat herself? She's already addressed this for years, more than once. You don't threaten me with starvation and offer to bribe me with a house in Houston or anywhere for that matter. And to your bribes, that is illegal. I said no. No means no. One time I ought to do it. You little fucktard. One time I ought to do it. So, in response to that, we've all said, you owe me a legitimate debt. It's legal money. Pay that and get the fuck out. Because if you don't, the guys are going to do it in a criminal case through normal legal proceedings. And if there's anything that hasn't been gotten in restitution and shit, I can take you to civil court after that. And I will. You can handle these things. You try to handle as much as you can out of court. Before I have to sue the fuck out of you to get my money, what I'd like you to do is I'm going to give you the opportunity to pay it without that. Do that or not. It doesn't matter to me. They'll do it for you. He just said that. You're going to respect the law. You're going to respect her, or I'm going to kick your ass. I'll do it for you. And then I'm going to come and remind you every day so that you never forget that you didn't do it. I did it. You made a mess in our life. I cleaned it up. You did not. I made her happy. You made her miserable. And I'll never let you forget it. For the rest of your life, I'll make sure you know you are a fail. I protected her from you. I cleaned up your messes. I fixed the problems you made. It wasn't up to you, by the way. You had plenty of chances to do it. You can wait till 5 minutes to get and make another mess. You didn't fix shit. All you did is make one mess after another. I cleaned it up, and I'll make sure you never forget that. I cleaned it up, not you. That's what he said. March 2020, look how much more we got. Look how much we got today. So it's not extortion when you're trying to collect a legitimate debt. You don't get to watch me in my home for free. My body is not yours. It is mine. You're using it for entertainment against my will. You owe me $1,000 a day, plus $2,000 for doing it, $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. You've never had my consent. You take, you get. Yup, so do we. Took and we got. We found out you were making some bullshit story up. And somebody said, here's the thing, you can't have it both ways. If he's going to run around with a forced marriage license and say they're married, then she owns everything he owns, so you can't extort from yourself. Can ya? Dum-dum. Yeah, you love whining like I'm a girl. I'm a victim girl. Alright, so we got all this. Every time you contact me, we get more. Every time it causes a problem for me, we find out more. Every time you invade my privacy, every time you contact me or my family, every day I'm broke, every penny you take, if I lose an eyelash because of you, we get more. Right? Wasn't she supposed to be in Houston or Miami or someplace nobody would know where she's going, where she was? By now, wouldn't it? yeah, that was your plan, but the guys found out, so we all found, it's out there now. Everybody knows. You're caught. You got caught. Calvin every day. Pull over. Let's get her door dashing over in Jinx and have those boys and Jinx pull over. Let's get her door dashing over in Bixby, have those boys and Bixby pull over. Get the hay out of your mouth. Why? Let's get her broken there and have those boys pull over. Call broken there. Wow, we're like, oh my God. There's thousands of them, Calvin. Thousands of them. Okay, so we got all this here. What's that say? Can you not read? Are you in a nursing home? I mean, you sit there all day on your fat, lazy ass perverting around, doing weird shit, weird, creepy shit no normal person could even think of if they had to. We're like, oh my God, did you hear what you just did? Did you see what you just did? Ew. Like, who's that weird? Ew. What a weirdo. So, got this. The longer you drag this out, the more intel we have gotten. They're gonna use the intel to put you in jail, dum-dum. We're not doing this because we're bored. We're doing it's a job. It's called catching a bad guy, a really, 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 really bad guy. A really sick, twisted, motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer type BTK bad guy who hurts people and gets off on that. And he's just sick, twisted, sex dysfunctional whack job. And maybe has Natalie Holloway using a different name now. So we got all this, princess, because it can't keep us straight. Is it extortion, or is she your wife and she owns what you own? Huh? You can't extort from yourself. Is it political or is it personal? Prove it. Whichever one it is, prove it. Not with a forgery, with cooperation, and you'll never get that. You'll never get that. You're a job for me. I'm very good at what I do. I like to always remind people I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. I get that you don't understand what that means, but if you look at what we do, maybe you should try. Maybe you should try to understand what it means of where I come from. Because it matters to us. It's mattering here, is it not? Yeah. So you can live in your pretend land all you want. It's not changing reality. Reality is, we got your people's names. You don't have even one of ours. They won't call you back. You're not worth their time. You've wasted enough of everybody's time, including mine, especially mine. So they're not going to waste their time with you. They're busy getting this shit to keep me safe, because he's gonna come see you and remind you every day, you didn't fix the problems that you made. I fixed them. I made her smile. I made her happy. I kept her safe. Not you. You made problems. I fixed them. Not you. And that's that. I'll never let him forget. I did it, not him. So, there's all this. Doppelganger. We got the doppelganger, these things we've talked about over and over and over and over and over and over and over. These are all the things he wanted me arrested for. Added sensations. We got the murder frame up, the doppelganger. I have a scar on my head, on my face actually, from falling against a fireplace when I was 5, actually in Lubbock. We briefly lived in Lubbock when I was a kid. And I fell and had actually 10 stitches. And this scar is still very prominent to this day. I also have another very prominent mark on my face that your doppelganger doesn't have. Apparently, she's a lot bigger than me, and one of us has more coarse hair than the other. I heard somebody say her hair is a lot more coarse than hers. So I still don't know who has more coarse hair than who. I just heard the witness say her hair is a lot more coarse than hers. So I don't know if mine is more coarse than the doppelgangers, or the doppelgangers is more coarse than mine. She's bigger than me, a lot bit. Everybody says she's quite a bit bigger than Cindy. Quite a bit means a lot. Her skin's darker, her hair's a little more yellow blonde. Cynthia's is more of a white blonde. So y'all tried very hard to get me to say exactly what dye I use. And it's different every time I dye it. Every time I dye my hair, I'll quick run into the store and grab something, whatever you let me afford. You know, being that you take my steak and give me canned food. I can't go to the beauty shop. I gotta go to fucking Walgreens and grab whatever cheap shit I can find off the shelf and use that. Yeah, these aren't Mercedes, guys. These are canned food, tuna. Here's your tuna. Why don't you like me? I'm like, yeah, I don't do canned food, guy. Never have. So if you thought you were gonna get me to like you doing that, you thought wrong. You thought really wrong. I don't do canned food, guy. Never have. I was watching some TV show, I think it was Last Man Standing, and one of the girls said, if he pays for dinner, he's a winner, or something like that. All girls think like that. If you go to the ghetto, maybe she's not going to think like that. But in this day and age, you better show us the money, just like that. We can make our own money, so we don't really need to have your money. You have to show that you're chivalrous and that you can treat us good. And if you can't, on to the next one, because we'll find one that will. Believe me. Just like that. So I don't know that's the reason you guys are all by yourselves and have to have kidnapping and force and rape and shit. You can't get women to like you. You're pathetic little rejects. You gotta force. You're creepy. You're fucking all of you. Okay, so we got this doppelganger thing, and Beverly's worried about my shoes. Beverly, how do you know what my shoes look like? I don't know you. That's the weird thing. All these people that I'm naming their names, I don't know them. I've not met them that I know of face to face. I do believe I met Richard and Al, but nobody else. Maybe Dickie. Nobody else. So if I see them face to face, I'm not going to know who the fuck they are. But they know me. Calvin's obsessed with having me pulled over. I don't know Calvin. Where did this obsession come from, Calvin? It's very strange that you have that much of I control all of your day, every day, don't I? I control it. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. So, look at that. We've always controlled the flow of information, Charles, always. So when you start telling me what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna live, y'all sit down and have your meeting, we're laughing on what's like, they're not in reality. We quoted them again all day. We are controlling quite a lot here if we control this information. And I find out before, not after. So I went through all your little false arrest bullshit. Your Stormy Daniel, prostitution by sock, your petty larceny you tried to frame me for, your doppelganger so you could frame me for murder. We wrote all of it out here. Does Judy know? Did you talk to Judge Parker about this? Look at that. She was supposed to be in Houston or Miami. Someplace nobody knows where she is. We have that. That's a part of police recording. The same as they have you talking to Cynthia Hebron. Fail her. Impede, intentionally, her student loan money, which is a federal funds. Wow. You. Loaded with stupid. And then they email me and lie. My guy's like, wire fraud charge right there. I'm getting them. That is not okay. I'll fix it. And then when Charles is in jail, I'm going to make sure I tell Charles, you made a mess in her life. You upset her. I fixed it. I made her happy. Not you. There you go. She likes me, not you. All of that. Look at that. I took your problem, I resolved it, I fixed it, I made her smile, I made her happy, I protected her, not you. I'm never going to forget that, I'm not going to let you forget it either. So, there's that. You're a monster. You're not even a human, you're a thing. So we call you it all the time, because you're not human. No human person can bring themselves to be this nasty, this cruel, and this strange, and become this much of an imposition and a burden, and hated so much as you are hated. We quote you every day. You are hated. You're fucking creepy. It's embarrassing. Why aren't you embarrassed by the creepy that you are? Everybody else is. Why aren't you? It's awful what you are. It's awful what you do. So, yeah, these guys, apparently I'm worth millions. Am I worth billions? Huh? So we were talking about provocation. One day, these guys like to make sure that you know they made you broke. Right? So some guy comes into Sensations, and I'm getting this, I got this third hit. Like, I didn't see it happen. I heard screaming and yelling. And I think I ran into the office and I was kind of watching on the security cameras to see if I needed to go in there. But I'm not going to, you have to be careful sometimes with these situations that you don't want to just run in. And kind of sometimes you can make it worse and escalate things. So you kind of sometimes want to stand at a strip club. Sometimes there's drunk people. Sometimes there's people on PCP or some kind of crazy shit. So you don't always just go running in. What you do sometimes is you stand and watch. And you go, do I need to go run in? When I go running in, should I have 911 on my phone? Should we let this play out? What's going on? First, let's gonna assess the situation. Then we're gonna determine the right course of action. So I'm in the office watching this on video. So what the guy said to the girl, I'm getting second-hand, third-hand. But what I was told is he said, "Get away from me, you broke bitch. We made you broke. Get away from me, you broke bitch," or something to that effect. She takes her shoe off. This I saw, because I heard her. She starts screaming. And then I run into the office and I see her. She's taking her shoe off. She's going to shove her shoe down his throat. They had to hold her down and then they made him leave. So I didn't really need to go running in. That was it. He left. But this is, when you guys say stuff like that, "We made you broke," that is provocation. Because women, it's the 21st century. We work hard, we can make our own money. We don't need your fucking help. So when you take the money that we make, that tends to hit us, you're gonna piss us off. You might end up with a heel down your throat. It's none of your business what we make. Charles, what I do, where I live, where I work, and what I make is not your fucking business. It's not your business. It is not your business. The more you butt in, the more of that we get. This is a direct result of you butting in to shit that doesn't concern you. It's just like the puzzle that they gave me in jail, Charles. You're nothing but a wannabe butt-in. Rejected, failed, told on and caught, and told on and caught, and told on and caught, and told on and caught. Look at that. He's just a selfish little wannabe butt-in. Always the wannabe never wanted. Right? You make a problem, you don't fix it, he will. And then he said, "I will make sure I don't forget that, and I'll make sure he doesn't either." You made the problems, you upset her, I fixed it, I made her happy, not you. Right? Alright. Police. Fabian, I'm not quoting Fabian, I'm quoting one of the cops helping me. But he did too, to some extent. So, maybe he's helping behind the scenes, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm not told. It's a need to know. She doesn't even have dental care. Yeah, you stole her money. Because I'm pretty sure if you'd leave her money alone and get your hands out of her wallet, the guy said, she can afford her own dental care. Maybe that's why she's pissed off at you all the time. I'm not your sex slave. Slavery entered into the Civil War, dum-dum. You need to keep up with the rest of society. What you're doing is a very serious, sick, twisted crime. So, I mean, we got you all day long. All fucking day long. I wanted to get her on extortion, and everybody was like, "She's already talked about this. She believes there to be a legal debt she's attempting to collect before going to court. You can pay it out of court or in court. Did you want, whatever you want to do. She can do it before your criminal trial. She can do it after your criminal trial. That's up to her, depending on the statute of limitations and shit. But she believed you to owe her money. You're stealing my money too. We haven't even counted that. I will tell you there's a forensic accountant that is tabulating a total. Okay, Calvin, you're on that list of you owe her some money because you've taken my money. You've interfered with my income. So you're probably going to get stuck in that legal shitstorm too. Pull her over. Or you just can't stay off the phone and we'll pull her over, huh? So all of this stuff that we got today, make sure Judge Parker and Judge Egan see it. Okay? You brought that on. You bring the heat on. You got all that. Every time you contact me, every time you would, oh, that's not it. Oh, it's up here. When you make a problem and you don't fix it, he's going to fix it, and then he's going to forever remind you he fixed it, not you. He made things better for me, not you. So we got all this. He made me happy, not you. He made me laugh, he made me smile, not you. So we got all this today as a direct result of Charles Perry ignoring what the officer said. Comply with the fucking law. Don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her or her family. And get your fucking hands out of her wallet. She's not to be broke. I'm working with her. I know what she can do. I know how much money she can make. And I know you're taking it. We got a forensic accountant tabulating in total. Okay? You want to kidnap me, Tim? Wow, okay. Look at that. So where's Natalie? Huh? What does she go by now? Should they do an extraction? I think they're going to give you a short window of period of time to let those girls go home to their families. And the kids go with their mamas. Because you aren't fit to be a parent. You're a sick psycho. Yeah, the last thing they need is a psycho coming around. Hi, I'm your daddy. I raped your mother. Oh my God. This is sickening. The stuff you guys have done. The stuff you guys have done is sickening. Our shrink is like, some of these guys are helping, think that they're okay. They're not okay. You can't be normal and do what they're doing. You can't. So as soon as they're arrested, I'm going to interview each and every one of them and evaluate each and every one of them, and I'll tell you exactly what disease they have that makes them do the shit they're doing. Because it's sick. Sick stuff. So you got all that. Those guys in Stalking, you nailed it. Whichever one of you said. Charles said some really creeped out things about Cindy today. And I'm telling you, the guy has been locked in a basement somewhere. Whichever one of you said that, you nailed it. You have no idea how right you were. So you got William or Richie questioning, why was protocol not followed when Justice Scalia died? In West Texas, of all places, right when Charles Perry's there planning to perpetrate a fraud upon the court, the highest court of the land. He wasn't just anywhere, he was in West Texas, and he wasn't just at any time, he was right then. And you thought nobody would suspect you? You're dumb as a brick. We say it's so easy, it's not fair, we're not kidding. Every time you contact me, you bitch, we get more. Every minute you invade my privacy, you dumb son of a bitch, we get more. Every penny you take from me, we get more. Every day my Nealeys in jail, we get more. They're going to use this to get a conviction. They're already using some of it to get investigatory orders. You always get, really, we got all day long, again. You always take, you always force, you always kidnap, you always kill. Really, today it's different. We quoted you all day. We quoted you all. You're not in reality. It's embarrassing. You have zero grasp on reality. It's embarrassing. Please be as embarrassed as you make everybody else with the fucked stuff you say. Okay? You make as much sense as the fucking Neil here. Oh my God, you're just like, wow. You don't even make sense. You can't have success unless you have strength and accuracy. And you can't have accuracy if you're fucking in delusion all the time. We quote you, you're not quoting us. We named your people, you're not naming ours. You act like you think it's the other way around. You stupid little fuck. No. We're quoting you. You're caught. You're rejected and you're caught. Every day for 10 years. Every day for 10 years. It's not once or twice. It's not for a week or a month or a year. It's for every day, all day long, All I do is type up what you say for a decade. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Calvin, pull her over. Jake, call Jake and see if they'll pull her over. I'm like, oh my god. Look, here we go again with that. Now we got a fucking list. I guess he's wanting to add to the list. Why would I, my car's registered, so why would I be pulled over? In fact, I've taken a lot of pictures of cars that were not registered for like long. Some of them you can't even read the damn plate. Calvin, did you forget we have this? It's a whole album on pullovers. You've made that many fucking phone calls. Jesus, get a life, Calvin. I don't even know you. They fucking took my taillight out to have me pulled over. My guys called me in the middle of the afternoon, get up and change your taillight right now. He had it taken out to have you pulled over. So before you go to work tonight, get it changed. So I did. Right there in Little Manford. Sometimes these little police departments like Manford and Sapulpa, they're getting it right. They're smarter than TPD. They're getting it right. TPD's not saying shit like, I think they got women locked in the basement somewhere. And I think Charles has a problem with necrophilia and he's fantasizing about killing her and having sex with her dead body. He's a sex weirdo. Like Jeff Epstein. That's why you killed him. Because he knew exactly what you were. He's not a stupid cop. He's a smart cop. Isn't he? You murdered him. You murdered him. Did you listen to me? You're a cop killer. We're getting the information, not you. We're getting the help, not you. We control the flow of information, not you. He'll clean up your messes and make me happy, not you. And then he'll remind you for the rest of your life. I did that, not you. You're a fucking fail. Yeah. A piss in, nothing, nobody, fail. Best you will ever be. Right here. We got all this. Princess, when you contact me, we always get more. When you invade my privacy, we always get more. You take my money, we always get more. You cause a problem for me, we always get more. They'll cause 20 for you. We say it, then we show you. Not once, not twice. Every day for 10 years. Piss those guys off, I dare ya. Piss those guys off. Fucking with me, I dare ya. You got this. Before you did it, not after. This, before you did it, not after. This. We got one, we gotta get her back to Texas so we can hurt her more. That's why I'm sleeping in my car for 6 months. You caused me a problem. They caused 20 for you. Piss them off one more time, I dare you. Okay, so he stopped the recording actually, so I had to record over it to continue. So that's a tampering with evidence, Mr. Perry, tampering with evidence charge. It's actually two. He said he's going to get you for tampering with this evidence. This is evidence. They're using it in the criminal case. It speaks to my intent, sir. And illegal access and use of an electronic device that is not yours. Okay, so we alleged and assert that you killed Lucky, not Mike. Because Mike had not an injury on him. Even in the arrest report, it says he had no injuries but a red swollen right hand, which you can see in a picture has an IV needle in it, which would make it red and swollen. He's accused of beating someone's head back and forth so hard that it was like he was in a car crash, and it caused internal decapitation and killed him, and blunt force trauma to the head and strangulation. So Mike is found unconscious, in respiratory distress, dying. We emailed the Florida State's attorney in January, again in February, again in March 2nd. You got the wrong guy. He was drugged. In not until May did they take depositions confirming that. He was given Narcan because he was dying of an opioid overdose. There was no opioids found in their belongings. How did that get in him, and how much was there in him? If they had not come, if the neighbors had not called downstairs, and the police and the first responders not come to give him Narcan, would he have died? Was that your intent, to kill him? Then when he didn't die, you framed him? See, I'm asserting that. You've got a case or something, I guess, that you've asserted I'm lying. So prove I'm lying and that I know I'm lying. Because what happened is, I said in March 2020, you killed Lucky and you framed Mike when you tried to murder him too and he didn't die. Because they were fixing to put you in jail. Lucky knows you're a necrophiliac. Doesn't get any weirder. He said, I'm concerned he's fantasizing about killing Cindy and having sex with her dead body. Not in my jurisdiction. They were talking about Jeff Epstein just a few hours before the murder. They videoed it. That's part of the evidence in that trial. I was supposed to testify for Michael. You wouldn't let me. Now you're retaliating against me. That's a violation of Title 18, United States Code 1512 and 1513. You got like 100 RICO violations, bitch. You're caught when you do it to me. You're caught when you do it to me. You act like you don't know that. We think that's funny as hell. You're dumb as a brick. We say it every day. We quote you. You're not quoting us. You're not naming my guys. You don't know who they are. No, but they won't even call you back. You're not worth their time. They don't do stupid. They don't. They're mad you've wasted so much of my time having to re-explain and re-explain. And you got an attorney, damn it. You know, use your fucking attorney. Why do I have to explain it? So, you're retaliating because I caught it in March 2020, and you got acted like a little girl bitch. Oh, I'm a victim. We're gonna retaliate. Let's sell her. Let's sell her and kill her. And shut her up somehow. Uh-huh. Not this time. Remember when I got home from jail and you started threatening and harassing just like the people in jail said? Even prisoners are repulsed by guys like you. Everybody told me, get rid of your phone. This is what he's gonna do. They all talked about it. They were all disgusted by it. They were all repulsed by it. And they all warned me. It was all over the jail. Those people went home and talked to people in the neighborhood and people that they interact with about what a scuzz you are. And so there was girls in that jail that would sit in front of me and tell me I did XYZ crime and cry and I'm so sorry and I'm so remorse. And you're not even, I mean, these women, these little young girls, some of them were young girls. I robbed a convenience store at gunpoint. I got $30 out of that. And now I got a really long prison time I'm facing right now. And cry and sit there and I made a mistake and I'm so sorry. And I wish I could make it up. I wish I could undo that. I wish I could go back in time and not do that. And sit there and feel remorse. And feel terrible. I scared the shit out of the guy. And I feel bad. And those girls are of a gazillion times higher caliber human being than you. By far. By far. They were repulsed by you. Repulsed. By the nasty, the gross, the sick that you are. You're not good enough. So, we got that before, because when you do the crime to me, it's completely different than anybody else. I have help that won't call you back. You're stupid. You can't understand what people say. It's very maddening to have to deal with someone like that. So, I assert my right to equal protection of Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513 and any and all applicable state laws. You don't get to witness tamper. You just tampered with my evidence and illegally accessed my phone. Get the fuck out of my phone. So, we got more. We got more. March is when he said, alright, that's it. Alright, that's enough. That's fucking enough. You're killing a cop. She's trying to make it where this guy who's innocent does not sit one more day in jail, and you're retaliating. So, here's the thing, you sick fuck. Don't contact her. Don't invade her privacy. She'd better not be broke. Stay the hell away from her. Because I'll make you pay. I'll make you pay with intel. And that's a way you've never had to pay before. And I'm going to use that intel to put your ass in jail. I don't care what anybody else does. Everybody else wants to be your bitch and kiss your ass. Fine. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Everybody's sick of this. Everybody wants you in jail. You've bullied and bullied and bullied. Everyone's had enough of it. They don't have any problems, Charles, getting help. We don't have leaks. You do. So you have a policeman here that doesn't set well with other cops when you kill a cop. Maybe some of those guys at TPD, I don't know. I don't really care. We don't call TPD and ask them what they think. We quote you guys every day. Never once do they call TPD and say, what do you think, TPD? No one cares. We're getting the job done either way. Whether you understand what people say to you, we're getting the job done either way. We get it before you do it, not after. I knew Mike was drugged before the depositions were taken, not after. We knew you killed Lucky. Actually, the whole town of Manford knew that. Because I get a text on my phone. I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone and I got a text from Laura and she's like, Lucky's dead. And I'm like, nuh-uh. No. Yeah, Lucky's dead and the guy that took your report, Mike Neely, is in jail for killing him. And I'm like, no. This was 6 days after they took my vandalism report, at which time I've told them, I don't know who did this. No one saw anything. It's likely a stalker. There's a guy that named David Robertson from Dynamic Shot that I'm suing for stalking with Charles Perry. We're in court now. And he's got his employees staying right 3 doors down right over here. And the maid, Laura, said there's a room full of powder just like my trunk. I took pictures of it, look. So it's possible. I have to tell the cops everything. I'm not supposed to withhold something like that. It's not smart to do that. Read, you watch Connecting the Dots. They'll talk about vandalism being very common for stalkers. Stalking is part of trafficking, by the way. It's also part of murder. You want to premeditate a murder, you watch the victim, and you find the most opportune time to kill them. So a lot of times with first-degree murder, you see stalking associated with that. So I've told them that. I don't know who did it. It's as a possibility. Probably top of the list possibility, because I don't know anyone else this weird. I just don't. I haven't met anybody else staying here that's weird enough to do something like this, and they have a habit of getting the key from my car dealership guy, Mo, a good deal. He just gives it right to him. These people are something. So 6 days before the murder, we had that conversation. And we're all going, oh my God. It wasn't 2 minutes later, somebody comes banging on my door. They got them both. The Texas Mafia, after you, got them both. And I go, you think that they killed them? I know they did. So it wasn't like people in Manford had not already immediately suspected you. You had a reputation. So, people, here's the thing. You're stupid. You think everybody else is as stupid as you. And they're not. They're not even kinda. I've talked to people about this case, and I can't tell you how many people watch Mike Neely's interview and say, you don't have to be in law enforcement or be raised in law enforcement to see this is fucked up and he could not have done that crime. He could not have done it. You can't beat somebody to death and look like he looked. It's not possible. And especially while you're dying of opioid overdose. You beat somebody to death, you're going to look like you beat somebody to death. He has not a mark on him. There was no head injury. So when he's unconscious and dying of respiratory distress with no head injury, then you got to figure out what caused him to be unconscious and dying of respiratory distress. If he's not been in a fight and knocked out in the fight and has a head injury causing him to fall, be unconscious. So the first responders in their medical knowledge go, well, he's displaying symptoms of having been drug overdosed with opioids. And yet nobody brought that into the courtroom to say, well, how did that happen? With his magic ass, his lawyer said, while he's unconscious and in respiratory distress, he did that Wow. What in the fuck? With his magic ass, while he's asleep and dying of opioid overdose, can't breathe, with his ass he caused blunt force trauma to the head, internal decapitation, and strangulation. This man is a police officer. When you hurt a police officer, you get other police after you. I don't care what TPD does. We don't call them and ask them what they think. We've never done that. Not one time. We quote you every day. We have people's names that work for you. Right? That's your reality. Accuracy and strength if you're going to be successful. You can't have success if you have delusion and you don't know what the hell's real and what the hell's not. This right here goes over the whole thing with Justice Scalia, the questions around his death, and the timing and the place of it. It's not random. Listen, cops, good cops, smart cops, do not believe in coincidence. There's no such thing. These things are calculated and they happen for a reason. And the only thing you do as a detective is find out the who, what, why, when, and where that happened. That's it. That's your job as a detective. It's Detective 101, and I was raised by cops, and I was raised by detectives, and we did have those conversations at dinner all the time. From day I'm born. 4 generations of police. Detectives. Very, very good ones. So, when you have a person who has died and there's some suspicious circumstances around the when and the where that comes to your to your desk, you better start finding out why, what, when, where, how. Is it that it was then and there that Justice Scalia died? And then there's this questioning of why protocol wasn't followed in the procedures of when he died by a police officer who's way over across the country in D.C. Commander of, guess what? Murder cops. He's a retired murder cop commander. Not just, I just got out of my detective class yesterday. Commander of murder cops in D.C. saying, we didn't have the protocol followed in West Texas like we would have had Justice Scalia died in D.C. What the fuck is that all about? What are they hiding? He's smart. I like smart cops. I like them a lot. I fucking hate stupid. I can't do stupid. These guys that need the finger paints and the crayons and you gotta, chapter and verse the whole, I don't have time for that. I don't like it. I won't have anything to do with it. I'll turn around and I'll walk the fuck off. And one of those guys in Sapulpa wasn't as smart as the one who said, this guy's got people locked in a basement somewhere. Women somewhere. I believe that was a younger guy. The one that I talked to, I sat my papers down and he looks at me as I'm kind of starting to show him some information, and he says, so somebody's bothering you? And I'm like, well, that's what stalking is, ding dong. Stalking is somebody's bothering me, and we're done here. I don't have time for this. I'm not doing your finger paint cop bullshit. So I took my papers and I got up and left, and that was it. That was the end of that conversation. I fucking don't have time for that. No one does. That's not how you treat a victim. Officer Nealey handled it completely different, as did, what's his name? Officer Brett something, Gibson. They asked normal cop questions. Normal fucking cop questions. That normal fucking cops ask. So I didn't end the conversation. We finished it from start to finish. We had the conversation. If I'm talking to a police officer and he acts like he's stupid, I'm done with you. I don't have time. Don't be a cop if you can't keep up with me. I'm not slowing down for you. Don't they give you... I'm like, how did you fucking pass the test? How'd you fucking pass the test? They give you psychological tests. They give you aptitude tests. They give you all these different kind of tests. How'd you fucking pass? If you have to ask me, so somebody's bothering you, that's what stalking is. I'm in here to file a stalking complaint because I need to get a protective order, and the damn attorney told me if I don't file a police report, I'm in some trouble. I won't get my protective order. Sure as shit. I forgot the police report at home, but I had the case number and the guy's name, and that wasn't enough. So that was true. And then when I file a subsequent one with Tulsa gives a police report, brilliant cops like they are, gave it right to the offender who obstructed justice and destroyed my evidence and killed the cop. and maybe a Supreme Court judge. I'm not saying Charles and these guys killed the Supreme Court judge of Justice Scalia, who was my favorite judge, by the way, my absolute favorite. I went to a speech with him at Texas Tech University. They did like this circuit where they had all the different Supreme Court judges that would come around and give a speech at the law school. I went to hear only one, Justice Scalia. My two boys, I think Dennis was 6, and I think Tristan was like 9 or 10, sat on the edge of their seat the entire time. I was worried that they were going to get fidgety and bored. They were not. He had them on the edge of their seats through the whole speech. It was by far the most interesting, intelligent, humorous speech I've ever heard in my life. I did not always agree with his rulings. I agreed with most of them. Not each and every one, but most of them. If you don't agree with if you agree with that, if everybody agrees always on the same thing, one of you is not necessary. It's always good to have different opinions and different perspectives. So we're not saying that you killed Justice Scalia. We're saying there's a lot of reason to look further. There's a lot of reason to ask more questions of who, how, what, when, where did this become like this, that he died right then, right there, and their protocol wasn't followed. And Richie was correct into asking those questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. That's what detectives do. That's what really good detectives fucking do. So if you suck at your job, you're not going to look further. You're going to close the book, or you're going to piss off somebody who's a witness or something, and they'll do what I did and get up and walk off and go, yeah, you're not going to waste my time. You're going to keep up with me because I'm not going to slow down with you, and I'm not slow down for you, and I'm not going to fucking get my crayons out for you. You better fucking keep up. Because you're not wasting my time. This right here is Detective Richie's comments. That he had reason to be concerned something was up. Okay, now they've maybe decided they didn't want to look further. Why? Why did Justice Scalia's family not question? That's another interesting thing. That they did not ask questions. I don't understand. I just don't understand. There's other people asking questions. Why aren't they? Were they told not to? Why did Lisa not read the docket, Lisa Nealey? Not read her husband's docket and see what I had to say and give that to her husband and say, you testify and you put your cop hat on right here and you talk for yourself. Because right now you need to, your attorney's not doing it. Why did that happen? Was she told not to? Why was she told not to? I promise you, if it was my husband, I'd read everything on the docket, and anybody that had anything good to say or point out any facts that seemed to be in favor of my husband, I'd be telling him, you're a cop. Right now I get you feel like a victim. You are almost murdered. You are traumatized. You lost your best friend. But right now you need, for your sake, for your future, to put your cop hat on, and you better look at what she said and think about what happened that day and do your very best to tell the jury your story. Because your attorney's screwing you over right now. So you testify for you because you can. They're not going to let her testify. They're impeding justice. They're suborning perjury by concealing her. So you tell it. Why didn't she? Did you threaten her? Huh? You like coercion. That's your thing. You like coercion. Very serious crime coercion. Very serious crime witness tampering. Okay, so here's my disclaimer. Now, if I hear one more time your little whiny bag about being a victim of anything, Mr. Perry, I swear to God, you'll wish you were dead. We're going to hit you with a legal shitstorm you'll never get out of, and you will pray for death. You will pray for it. You stop that. You're in a state where I live and nobody invited you. So somebody pointed that out. What happened to her? He's harassing her in Lubbock. She left and went home to her family. So why is he in Oklahoma? For 9 years. Always he's a victim of something. If that's true, then he goes home to his family, like she did. There's no blackmail. There's no time ever that we contact you and say, we've got some dirt on you that we'll keep quiet if you pay up. Never has that happened. Nobody asked your permission. You don't know what we have until and unless we put it out. And you don't know what it is until it's out. You're not privy to those conversations. I have a restricted phone, one phone you can't get to. So you're not privy to that. Second of all, We have other ways of communicating you know nothing about. You'll never know, and we make sure you don't know. We change things up all the time. The next thing is, the extortion is, you've been given a legitimate invoice. When I've had problems because you made financial problems for me in the past, the person I owe money to calls me and says, you owe me money. Is there some kind of payment arrangement we can work out for you? And if I don't pay, they'll send me some letters and stuff, and then make some demands, and then take my ass to court. So, did you want me to accuse them of extortion, princess? Take your dress off, put your purse down, and your little dolly, and act like a fucking man. You're not the victim of shit. You're provoking, you're antagonizing, and you're instigating, and you're in a state where you don't live and no one invited you. So if you feel like you're the victim of something, get your ass home to your family and leave me alone. Or shut up. If you think I'm lying, prove it with evidence, because you got a problem with coercion. A lot of accusations of coercion. You made this person say this, or you threatened them with the same, I'll starve you, I'll get you fired. We'll kill you, we'll kidnap you. Or you get on the stand and say what we tell you to say. I'll make you lose everything you have like I did to her. I'll find a way to put you in jail. Coercion is a problem for you. It's a big problem for you. Witness tampering is a problem for you. You got a bunch of charges about to hit you for that. So, when you want to go in and say I'm lying, you better prove it with fucking evidence. Hard, cold evidence. And that I knew I'm lying. Or shut up. And quit acting like a little pathetic bitch. Get your ass home to your family. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. Nobody. So here's my fucking disclaimer. Equal protection against gender discrimination, misogyny. This right here tells everybody, here's what cops are supposed to do with a stalking report. You don't go, is somebody bothering you? You need to form a good partnership with the victim. And then catch the bad guy. You can't catch the bad guy without the help of the victim. So when I got a cop who needs my finger paints and shit, I'm like, bye-bye. I don't know who it was, but it sounded like a younger guy that said, he said some weird shit about Cindy. I'm concerned he's got women locked in a basement somewhere. That's the kind of cop I like right there. Just like that, he picked up on that. That's good police work right there. This right here is this is how common it is getting for stalkers to use technology, illegal access, illegal use of an electronic device. Cybercrime right there. Cybercrime. Video voyeurism, they'll get your webcam and broadcast you all over the fucking place. They'll get your, Charles puts hidden cameras. Now my guess is that house in Houston's got hidden cameras everywhere. I bet you those girls can't breathe. Epstein also had hidden cameras in his house. And his friends got pissed off that he did that to them. And it was in his own house. How much more offensive is it when you do it to in somebody else's house? So, yeah, and this goes over my false arrest. All of it's right here, Charles. We've documented it and documented it and documented it and documented and documented it like nobody else has now. When I got home, what did I tell you? You've been doing this shit all your life. Not this time. You've been doing it and getting away with it. Not this time. We say it, we show you, we quote you every fucking day. At that point, I already had the McNamara email and the Fabian puzzle, and you should have realized you were up shit creek right here. Right there. If you were smart, you would realize right here, she's already got that. And we don't know how and who and what and where she got it. She got it before, not after. The McNamara email was before. So something's going on with her that's different. Right? And maybe I ought to leave this one alone. And you didn't. And you went at me. And you went at me. And we quote you every day, all day long when you do. All day. You think you're going to have me kidnapped and put on a plane? Look at this. Look at this, dum-dum. Look at all that. Make her leave Oklahoma and give her a bus pass. Way back, you guys were talking about it. Way back, they recorded you talking about it. My guys are like at the club. They're trying to frame you for a murder. They're taking your cigarette butts. I text the waitress. Those texts are on on the docket in the state court case, even now. I'm texting her and I'm telling her, Mr. Perry, I asked you not to contact me. You just did it again. It is 8:15 p.m. on August 1st. When we quote you next time, it is because, again, Mr. Perry just contacted me, and I told him to stop contacting me. I'm not told who your leaks are, fucktard. I'm not told that. When you're out of my life, I get my privacy back, I get my friends and family back, and you won't be around to cause problems anymore, and I'll never be broke again. Why in the fuck do you think I would help you? Delusional. Your delusion is fucking squirting out your ears, hitting people in the eye, and we're sick of it. We're all sick of dealing with that. Okay? So, my guys are like, they have taken bags and bags and bags and bags of your cigarette butts. Here's the thing. Here's how stupid these guys are. If you want to plant cigarettes at a crime scene, you only need a few. And they've got bags and bags and bags. That flagged us off. Okay, now we need to dig. Why are they taking her cigarette butts? So then we found out they're trying to frame you for a murder. Like, they've got bags of them. So I start switching up my cigarettes. I start smoking different kinds all the time. So which one's on which night did, you know? Yeah, we're not stupid. You are. Thank God. So we got all this from way back when, you and Calvin. Is she not going to take the yellow brick road? Look at that. Can't we get her to take the yellow brick road? We need to use the carrot and the stick approach on her. You're the stick. The guy's helping me that gave me all this. That's the carrot. I'm going to put Charles in jail with all this intel. I'm going to fix the problems he caused for you. And then I will never forget that. And then I'm going to go tell him every day, you made the problems. You upset her. I fixed them, not you. I made her happy, not you. I kept her safe from you. And don't you ever the fuck forget that. You sick son of a bitch. You sick fuck son of a bitch. He just did it again. Every time you contact me, we always get more intel. Every time you contact me, we always get more intel. Every time you cause me to lose something, including my privacy, we always get more. Every time you contact me, everything you take, every time you take something from me, including my privacy, we always, always, always get more information. It makes people very angry at you. I fucking hate your contact. I will never help you. You make all my skin crawl. You disgust me. And I have said that over and over and over. You're rejected and told on, and rejected and laughed at and made fun of and told on and embarrassing to everybody, and rejected and told on and laughed at and made fun of, and rejected and told on and laughed at and made fun of over and over, day after day, for 10 years. That's all you got. So, all this stuff that we have, all the stuff that we got today and all week long, you contacted me, you cost me money, you took up my time, you invaded my privacy, so we got more. You pissed off your leaks, you pissed off my guys. They all want to remind you, you made the problem, they're gonna fix it, not you. We've always controlled the flow of information, not you. Not you. You are an unwanted burden. You are an imposition. You might as well be cancer. A big, ugly, nasty, pussy tumor cancer. You are not wanted. You're not loved. Everybody fucking hates your guts. We get the help like that. Nobody's helping you. Nobody wants to help you. Everybody wants for you to be gone. People don't like problems, they don't like drama, they don't like hardship, they don't like suffering, they don't like loss, and they don't like those who cause it. We get the help with information, not you. Not you. So we got all this today because you bothered me and bothered me and bothered me and threatened me and harassed me, and I'm gonna get and I'm gonna take and we're gonna kidnap you and I'm gonna get and we're gonna take and we're gonna get you pulled over and we're gonna take your car all fucking day. All fucking day long. Groundhog Day again. So I typed up everything you guys fucking said. All your conversations about Natalie Holloway. All your conversations about maybe we should move her from the compound in Houston. She's not gone by Natalie Holloway for years. And then someone else, if it's the place I'm thinking of, it's south of Houston. We got more. You fuck with me, you piss off people with a lot of power who have the power to get me a Fabian puzzle in jail and everything you just said all day long. Before you do it, not after. These are not afterthoughts where I need to explain something away. Your extortion claim is bullshit. And the guy's like, he can't have it both ways. He's running all over Oklahoma with a forged marriage license saying they're married. So if he actually thinks that, then she owns everything he owns. And you can't extort from yourself, dum-dum. So are you or not? I didn't consent to that. And I don't say, I'm not going along with that. What I'm saying is, you owe me a legitimate debt. We're attempting to collect it outside of court. You don't pay it like you should, then we'd take you to court. I could wait before your trial, your criminal trial, or after. That's my choice. I control that. Not you. All these little meetings of, she can't live in Oklahoma. Well, we can't let her go to New Mexico. She's supposed to be in Houston or Miami where nobody knows where she is. We heard that. You contact me, you take my money, you take my privacy, you bother me, we get more. Always we get more. You're a fucking reject. You're rejected, and you're told on, and you're laughed at, and you're made fun of. You creep everybody out. People don't like creepy guys. You're a weirdo. Nobody likes the weirdo. And your cruelty pisses everybody off. So when he puts your ass in jail and fixes the mess you made with my school and anywhere else you made it, where you had no business calling my school or knowing anything about my school or knowing that there were federal loan money due on the 13th of July that I still don't have because you didn't fix the problem, and a teacher who's doing something she has no business doing and lying in an email to impede those funds from getting to me. Now she's going to be charged with you. I hope she's happy. I hope she's happy. Sometimes you win the battle and lose the war. We quote you every day. We have for 10 years. 10 motherfucking years. Every fucking day, Calvin. So you act like you don't know who's quoting who. And we're like, wow, I don't, wow, that's a little bit slow. 10 years of this. And they don't know we're quoting them. This is what I hear. Everybody said, get rid of your fucking phone. He's going to tweet from it. So I put this down, my phone. I got rid of it. It was in the back bedroom charging up to send to my attorney. My son and I run into Manford. We come back. Nobody's in the house. Nobody's there. I look at my phone. Somebody tried to text from it, not realizing the phone had been disconnected because I listened to the girls in jail who are repulsed by guys like you. Yeah. I get this letter here from the fucking, look at that. Look at that amount. He's telling me you owe me money on the same day the counselor tells me you owe me money. These came in an email. See, he's got the amount, $350. This is from Bob Galligan, the counselor. I want to pay the counselor because he's telling me you can't talk to your son until you pay me. I do not want to pay this guy. My bill with him was in dispute. And he knew exactly why that was. He never pressed me for this because I said, I'm disputing your bill. I don't have to pay you if you're not going to provide the services. And you didn't. And he knows that. So, he calls me out of the blue one day, right after I got these two emails, and he goes, I got your check for $375, and I'm like, I didn't pay you. I don't have any money. I need a copy of that check. I didn't send that. Well, you have a copy of the check. Your bank would. No. You're not listening, dum-dum. I didn't pay you. I want the copy of that check. He wouldn't, to this day, he won't send it. We've asked for it certified mail, we've asked for it subpoena, we've asked it for 100 different ways. This bitch has something to hide, or he would have sent that to me. You saw it, hacked me. Yeah. You saw the bills and you paid the wrong one. If I had asked you for help, I would have never told you about this guy right here at all. I would have just told you about this one. This was the counselor. I did want to pay him. Because I couldn't, he wouldn't let me talk to my son until I did. Well, until I argued with him and I said, Judge Walker said, schedule an appointment so she can talk to her son on the phone in your office. There's nothing about payment. She ordered nothing about payment. She did order the visit. Then he actually said, okay, I'll schedule. And we did. We talked. Then he couldn't believe it. He goes, I thought that you guys didn't get along. Most people, I have to kind of prompt the conversation. They won't talk to each other. They're mad. You guys acted like nothing happened. Nothing's wrong. So clearly your mom and dad are lying. I said, yeah. You think? Yeah. My son has a little girl now. I wonder how he would feel if someone ripped that little girl away from him the way you ripped him away from me. Yeah, not funny. I would never do that to him. He'd have to be on meth so bad or some kind of drug so bad that little girl, or him and his wife, that little girl was going days without food and no diaper change or something. There's no fucking way I would do that to him. I can't imagine it. And yet, you had my parents do that to me. You do it to all the victims. Yeah, our witness, that's what the witness says. It's right here. That's what he said. That's what you do. Just take someone's life apart until there's nothing left. And then they're easier to coerce to your little fucking compound. And then when that doesn't work, you just flat get Tim to kidnap. Turn off the transponder. Throw her on a plane. Okay, so we got all that beforehand. See? Get her kicked out of her apartment. Interfere with the lease. And we can't do it because of COVID, but a few days later, she did try to do it on smoking, just like you told her to. Before and after. Any other victim have this? No, they don't. They do not have this, do they? No, they do not. Where's the pictures of Mike Nealey? This is my damn car guy. Get in my fucking car. There's Mike. You see a mark on him? It looks like he was in a fight. That he hit somebody's head back and forth so hard that it was like being in a car crash and they died of internal decapitation? Because I don't see that. I don't see it at all. The arrest report doesn't say that either. Nothing in this arrest report says that. So we told you, get his ass home. Get Natalie home. And you get the fuck out of me, out of my life. Listen, your threats that you're going to get me and you're going to take are duly noted for the record. You're going to be charged every time you do that. We're getting the information before, not you. We're getting the help, not you. When he puts you in jail, look at this. Before, after. Before, after, dum-dum. It's like you don't know we're way ahead of you. We're getting the help with information, not you. So he's going to clean up the messes you made and fix the problems you caused, throw you in jail so you can't threaten and harass and bother me anymore with, I'm going to get you, I'm going to take. And stop acting like a princess. Act like a man. Go home to your family. Reject. And then remind you, he said, if I have to fix the messes he made, if I have to clean them up, I will never forget it, and I'll make sure he doesn't either. You broke her life. I fixed it, not you. I solved the problems you caused, not you. I made her happy, not you. Not you. You're a failure. You're a fuck up. So, you want to beat down women to feel tough? We make you pay. That's how you pay right there. That intel will be used to put you in jail. And then he'll remind you, I got the intel, not you. We got the help with information, not you. I fixed her problems, not you. I made her smile, not you.
Stop stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Look what this lunatic says.
What does this make you feel?
This lunatic says the same thing. I'm gonna get you! And you're like, oh my God. She says, do you like having a camera in your face? This dum-dum doesn't understand what she's trying to say. You want me to go get the pictures of you? I'm gonna get you. Just like creepy Chucky Charles. Just like that. And you're just like, the fuck planet are you on? What the fuck planet are you on? We quote you. Get a grip on reality. We quote you, you're not quoting us. Act like you understand what it means that we have all that. Because you act like you have no fucking idea. Delusional. Success is with accuracy. Not my pretend land over here. Oh my god.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Oh, is that
feel?
the one that put all the scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
You want,
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there. Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is
find
that
a
it,
Fucking
Ted?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my
Jeff Jasmine, Raven, you see?
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting.
Jeff Jasmine, Raven, you see?
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting.
Jeff Jasmine, Raven, you see?
Leave me alone! I don't...
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone!
What do you want?
I don't want for this. Please leave me alone.
Amen. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman's giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
What do you want?
I don't want for this. Please leave me alone.
Amen. Leave women the
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore. Please stop me. That's why leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happened?
want to hear your voice to you. Please,
What
God
happened?
bless you.
What
Please leave
happened
me alone.
with
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
stress.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore. Please stop me. That's why
No.
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happened?
want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you.
What
Please leave me
happened
alone.
with
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
stress.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore. Please stop me. That's why Leave me alone.
Well, I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't
happened?
ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.